In the ReliefFactor.com studio inside the Beltway, happy to welcome onto the program Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of upstate New York. You saw her in the Schiff sham show trial last week, and she was doing yeoman's work on behalf of due process. I was going to say the president, but it was really on behalf of due process. Congresswoman Stefanik, welcome. It's great to have you on the Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hi, Hugh. It's great to be back on the show. You actually interviewed me when I was first running, and now I'm in my third term.
Isn't that amazing? Time flies when you're having fun. I forget. I know you're a Harvard person, as am I. Which house were you in?
I was in Winthrop House.
You and I both. That's why we
awesome.
connect. You betcha. So that is terrific. Now, Congresswoman, since you stood up against the due process irregularities of Adam Schiff's show trial, the left has put a target on you. And I have just tweeted out your campaign website so that people can help you get reelected. But explain to people how the resistance operated vis-a-vis you after you stood up for due process.
Well, I focused on this as a constitutional matter. I asked very direct questions to each of the witnesses, asking if they had direct evidence of quid pro quo, bribery, or treason, and each and every witness said no, they did not have direct evidence. Obviously, the left does not want to hear the facts, and they do not want to hear the truth. So the entire Hollywood B-list apparatus has been spun up attacking me, and they've raised $1 million to support my opponent. But the good news is the American people and people in my district are stepping up to support my campaign, which I hope your listeners will do. They can donate to fightschiff.com, since I have led the charge in standing up for the Constitution at these impeachment hearings.
Now, that is terrific. I didn't know that fightschiff.com was your domain, and I hope you continue that battle. I want to play for you just the first 6 seconds of his presser yesterday because it tells us everything we need to know about what just happened. Cut number 9.
So we should care about this. We must care about this. And if we don't care about this, we...
Stop. He's begging, Congresswoman Stefanik, because nobody cares what he has to say.
Well, you can see in the poll numbers among independents and even among Democrats, support for impeachment falls as each and every day goes by. And this has been a partisan process from the start. The fact that the president has not been able to have counsel in any of the depositions, the fact that this was done behind closed doors. And even last night, Hugh, we had a closed-door meeting back in the basement bunker, part of Adam Schiff's regime of secrecy, because he did not want to vote out the report in front of the American public. Of course, the report itself was made public, so there was no reason to have this in the basement bunker. It should have been done in front of millions of Americans so they could watch. He did not let a single Republican amendment, including one of mine, which simply included the witness testimonies regarding potential conflicts of interest of Hunter Biden serving on the board of the corrupt Burisma.
Now, let me explain to the audience why you're so lethal to Adam Schiff's show trial. Is that you're a center-right Republican, you're a Rob Portman Republican, you're kind of like me. You're sitting there in the middle of the party. You're not on the right fringe or on the left fringe. You're just right there in the middle. And you're common sense. I mean, this is a common sense proposition that this process is out of control. Have any of your colleagues said in a sidebar, Elise, we're in trouble here, where Adam doesn't know the first rule of holes and he keeps digging?
Well, I think many Democrats are feeling the heat back at home, and there are Democrats in swing districts that President Trump won, traditionally Republican districts, that are going to be in big trouble in 2020 because this is such a distraction from important work that we need to pursue as a Congress. We need to pass the updated USMCA, which is so important in my district, which I'm right on the Canadian border, making sure that we have that updated trading relationship. We need to continue tackling the opioid epidemic. There's so much that needs to get done that has been a total distraction as Speaker Pelosi has pursued this obsession with impeaching the president. And let's be clear, many of these Democrats have wanted to impeach the president since the day after his election, before he was even sworn into office.
So remember, follow her on Twitter at Elise Stefanik. Also go to fightschiff.com. A closing question. I have been urging your colleague Liz Cheney to run for Senate in Wyoming. I hope she does. If she does, she'll win, and then we'll need a new conference chair. Is Elise Stefanik willing to step into that battle?
You know, I'm focused on representing my district, Hugh. I'm really thankful that you asked that question. I appreciate it, but I'm really focused on doing my job and always putting my district first.
Well, that's a good answer, but then we'll have to talk about it come January, hopefully when the House is back in the majority in 2021. Congresswoman, have a great holiday. Keep coming back. Keep fighting on. I know the ball has shifted over to judiciary, but we'll keep talking to you and fight Schiff.